Okay, so hey y'all, it's Spooky Girl, and I wanted to do this special episode because people like I be on a lot of different sites and stuff, and people send questions to me like asking about spirituality and different stuff, UFO, alien, because of my content that I put on different sites like UFOs, orbs, things like that. Some of my commentary, people ask me questions about that kind of stuff. You get what I'm saying? And so people been asking me questions about the UFO and, God and different little things like that. So I thought, since you guys, I don't know if you're on those sites or not, I thought I'd just do an episode over here for you guys that listen to me over here on Spotify. So I was asked about aliens and God's existence. And so my answer was, which I know there is, because I'm a spiritual person, my frequency is very high. And this is why when you go see my videos on YouTube or anything like that, the orbs and everything are around me all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can see entities and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Because my frequency, my vibration. And so they know that I can see them. I explained this in another episode. And so they are aware of the humans that can see them. They know which ones we are. And so entities, extraterrestrials, spirits, they decide who they want to interact with and who they want to show themselves to. I already spoke about this already. Now, as far as alien and God concerned, just because there's extraterrestrial life on other planets or other dimensions, I've seen entities. I know that other life exists, non-human. I know this. So, and I've seen, like, my neighbor died, and I'd seen him cross over. I was sitting on my couch watching TV, and he just walked through my living room. And he was very sick for a while, and, he finally passed away. I was in the house at 2 a.m. I just seen him. He looked like a hologram. I can see this stuff. The next day I went across the street, asked his family how he was doing. They said he passed away about 2 a.m. That's around the time I saw him. So this ain't my first time. I see this stuff. I see this stuff. Like, okay? So, and I don't take drugs. But as far as aliens and God, extraterrestrials existing, other non-human life forms, does not delete God. You understand? It doesn't delete God. It doesn't mean God don't exist. It only means that he created more than us. Why would anybody think all those planets are just up there empty for him to just look at? But anyway, as far as religion tells a lot of stuff. And, I'm not big on religion. I tell y'all I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. I don't follow religious beliefs. If the Bible is a tool that God left for us, it's been contaminated. I don't think it's like he left it. I think things been changed, things been added, things been removed. So that's how I feel about that. Again, you don't have to join groups and organizations and labels to know God and have a relationship with God. So I'm not a religious person, If somebody choose that and they need group and everything and church and that's what they need for support, then that's okay. It's good people in the church, but it's good people outside the church. It's people that don't go to church that's got good hearts. God ain't going to dispose of them because God goes by your heart, okay? He goes by the heart. So whether you in the church, out the church, doing cartwheels in the middle of the street, he knows your heart, okay? That's what he is focused on, all right? So let's keep moving. Now, I think somebody sent me a question. Well, if there's a God, why does he allow aliens to abduct us and this and that and this and that? So let me stop y'all right now. Keep saying God allows anything. Okay? He just don't interfere because he gave us free will. Extraterrestrial life, other lives that non-human lives he created in other places, they probably have free will too. That wouldn't have been fair for him to give it to us and not them. So if they are abducting us and doing bad things, they have free will. So they're using their free will to do bad things like we do. Okay? So they probably got their own Adam and Eve story or whatnot, if that's even a story. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to the Bible. I think God or, our ancestors left us plenty clues. But they've been hid and they've been changed and they've been manipulated. And that's all to that, So if it's down here on this planet, it's open for manipulation and contamination. If it's down here, if man can touch it, if you can understand that. Okay. So let's keep moving. So stop saying God is allowing. He just doesn't interfere. If he's going to keep running down here to fix things for us, then it defeats the point of free will. What's the point of us even having the free will? You understand? We have to figure this out on our own. And the aliens know that. Okay? They are already evolved. They are already advanced. They have special abilities that they were created with, and then they have special technologies. If the aliens wanted to do anything to us, they would have done it by now. Okay? They don't have permission to do that. They're just watching over us. Bad government leaders know that extraterrestrials exist. They don't want us to know about the extraterrestrials. They don't want the population to know about them. Because these humans, which are government leaders and, other government people, they have technology and different stuff that would help it would help humanity. Free energy and things like that. And they don't want that. So it's evil people, evil leaders of world governments with an S, not just ours in the U.S. And they want to keep controlling humanity and the population with religion and government. Okay? So there are ancient humans that are thousands of years old with abilities and technology. And some of them are good and some of them are bad. They are helping present day humans, to control the world in a bad way. But not to fret, because we also have ancient humans with special abilities and technology that help. They're for the good of human. They're assisting us. The aliens don't come help because they're not supposed to. And trust me, God helps us. He helps us sometimes. You just don't know when he's doing it, because he wants us to do it on our own. It's been plenty times when he came to help. We just didn't know it. It was like a miracle to us, And aliens had came and helped too. But we didn't know that. Because we're not supposed to know that now, because we're not evolved enough for that. So they will need us, our creator need us to figure it out on our own. Okay? We got to figure this out. It's our planet. We need to take care of the planet and take care of each other and do it correctly. Okay? God ain't going to keep coming down here doing stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, he need us to figure it out. And if we don't figure it out and we constantly use our free will to do evil, bad things, these are the consequences of it. These are the consequences, of our world today. Evil government leaders have been running this world and controlling this planet for a very long time. And it's hard to, get them out of control. But the leaders need to be removed. Okay? They need to be removed and replaced with, good people that want good for humanity. Okay? So aliens will sneak and do little stuff, you know what I'm saying? And help us in little ways and stuff. But, the whole thing is we supposed to do it ourselves. Okay? We way behind on the evolutionary scale, spiritually where we supposed to be. When I say spiritually, I need you guys to understand, I don't mean religion. Okay? Let me explain this. So, the question, was like, well, why did God allow? Stop saying God allow anything. You want the free will or not? So, if aliens got free will, it's going to be some bad aliens. It's simple as that. And they going to use their free will like we do, like bad humans, to do bad things. And then God going to deal with them accordingly, like he does us. Now, what else did I want to say? Okay, so, first we got to get evil people from leading us, out of the governments and stuff. That's got to be first. And because they've been doing it so long, they would rather see the world end than, turn over leadership to good people. They don't want people, nobody should be hungry. Nobody should be starving anywhere. And then on the other side of the world, people throwing away food. That's not how it's supposed to be. So we need to figure this out. Okay? We got to figure it out. Ain't nobody coming to help us. Okay, so then let's talk about why you need and what you need to do. You need to be a compassionate person. What God asks of you, what our Creator asks of you is just trust and believe, have faith in him. Even though you don't see him, you feel him. He's more of a feeling because he's a source. But, he needs you to have faith in him without him being a magician for you. He doesn't like to be used, suspecting. So you don't just call him when you need stuff. You get what I'm saying? Now, he needs us. This planet is not our home, okay? When you look up at the sky, the cosmos, stars and everything, that's where we come from. We come from the source. That's where we go back to. We do not die. Our bodies die, right? We are energy. We are spirit. We are ethereal. Or however you say that word. Ethereal. And so when we are done with our earth physical life, we go on, we leave the body, and we continue on our spiritual journey. Whatever God has for us. Maybe same thing for some people, different thing for some people. But the reason why we're here is because we need to learn the lessons. And the lessons that we learn on earth, to be compassionate, to be kind, death, love, loss, kindness, all of that stuff. God gave us these emotions. So we need to learn these things, because when we leave our physical body and we travel to in spirit, we need these are necessities that we need. Okay? We need compassion and all kinds of stuff. You get what I'm saying? You can't be running around up there in dimensions and, through the stars and stuff, doing all kinds of weird stuff. So God, this is school. Earth is school. Okay? It's spiritual. Spirituality 101. Okay? And I believe, I can remember maybe a past life or two, but I believe we come back and we reincarnate until we get it right. So this spiritual awakening that I'm talking about is not a religious thing. I don't want people to go, you know what I'm saying? It's a evolution. You're evolving, spiritually in the physical form. So when you leave your physical form, you prepare. If you can understand that. And you raising your frequency. So you're prepared and you don't go in shock when you come out of that body. So this is, the physical body. So this awakening, that this class that we take on earth, it's an awakening class. We need this class in order to go back where we came from. Okay? Now, I don't know, God is source. You know what I'm saying? And you hear all this stuff about heaven and stuff. I'm not going to get into that because as long as, it could be a heavenly place for me. You know what I'm saying? I think God will have somewhere good for me to go. I'm fine with that. If he want me in heaven with him and I'm desiring of that, that's fine too. But I'm not stuck on that like some religious people. I'm not stuck on that. I'm going to heaven. I can go right next door to heaven and I would be fine with that. Okay, that would be just fine with me. So this is why you need to, compassion is the key. You don't really have to practice a whole lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because if you are a compassionate person, that's going to, spill out and spill over into everything you do in your whole life and the energy around you. So you just need to be kind and compassionate. That is it. You get what I'm saying? And that's going to take you where you need to go. It's going to get you to that frequency that you need to get to. Okay? And as far as God, for you people that don't believe in God, just be kind. Continue your earthly, physical journey, being kind and compassionate. And that's what you need to do. God will come to you. He gonna come knock on your door and introduce himself. Okay? But you got to show him something. You get what I'm saying? He doesn't like being thought of as a magician. You got to show him something. So do what you need to do so that you could get back to the source and up where we came from. Okay? And if you don't get it, some people, I guess you just keep coming back. That's the reincarnation that we hear about, until you do that spiritual awakening and you raise your frequency and your vibration so that when you come out of your physical, earthly, material body, you are prepared. This is what earth life is. It's preparing us for our spiritual, non-human journey, non-physical journey, if that make any sense. So you need these lessons down here. You need them because whatever God got for you after this, apparently you need these lessons. So think of it as a graduation. If you don't ever go to school and, your neighbors or your relatives go to school, your sisters and stuff, and they going to graduate, you can't just go on the stage and graduate because you haven't been to school. You get what I'm saying? You have to take the classes. You can't just graduate. You don't get a diploma. You have to take the classes. So that's what this is. You graduate when you pass on, when you die, you sort of graduate. But then it's two different type of graduations because if you haven't done your spiritual awakening, practicing compassion and kindness, that's gonna help you on your spiritual awakening. That's gonna get you to it. You ain't gotta do nothing special like helping little ladies across the street. Once you start being compassionate and kind, it's gonna do the work for you. Okay? Everything else just gonna fall in place. I promise you. And if you don't do that and you pass and you die, then you probably will be coming back. So I guess that's what people mean when they talk about reincarnation. I'm just taking a guess with this. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of you, if you don't want to come back and you believe what I'm saying, I don't know why. I don't do any witchcraft or nothing. I see this stuff. God speaks to me sometimes. It's a man's voice. He spoke to me and told me my best friend was going to pass. And she did. He spoke to me in my sleep and said, it's not good. 3 words. Of course, I thought of her because she had been sick, but she wasn't supposed to die. She just hadn't been feeling well. I sat up out of my sleep and tried to gather my thoughts. The phone rang. It was her daughter telling me she passed. So God spoke to me. I see the spirits. I see the entities. If you go look at my work on YouTube, Everbee 063, you will see those spirits and orbs and entities around me. It's not dust. because I blow them up and enlarge them. You can see me talking to them. You can see them responding to my voice. That's not dust. A lot of people like to say that. That's okay. I know that it's not. So that's okay. Even for you guys who don't believe in God, all I can tell you is just be compassionate and kind. Treat people right. And God gonna show himself to you. He gonna come knock on your door. He gonna tap on your shoulder. You ain't gonna have to look for him. Don't look for him. Do what you supposed to do, and he gonna come find you. Okay? So that's the deal with the aliens. One more thing I left out. The ancient humans that we have that's here, that's very ancient, that's got special abilities and technology. They also can, fake alien abductions and UFOs and stuff, and world disasters. Yes, a lot of these disasters, hurricanes and floods and stuff we have are real, but they can be fake too, because we got bad humans with that type of technology. Okay, so every time you hear about an alien abduction, just know we have some bad humans that can make this stuff happen too. Okay, because they don't want us to interact with these aliens. They don't want us to know things. They don't, so, if aliens is abducting us and doing these bad experiments on us, we don't want to see aliens. We scared of them. And that's what the ones in charge, these bad leaders, that's what they want. They don't want us doing that because they want to keep control over the population with government and religion. Okay? Nothing wrong with church if that's what you need. There's good people in the church. There's bad people in the church. It's good and bad in all aspects of life. But if you're not trying to keep coming back here and repeating this, start on your compassion journey. Start being kind, and everything else gonna just fall in place. I promise you. And when you finally do leave here, you'll go where you're supposed to go. You gonna go up beyond them stars. That's where you gonna go. Okay? Because your spiritual awakening prepares you for that. You done graduated. You only graduate, dying is not graduating earthly life. Death is not your earth graduation. Spiritual awakening, raising your frequency. Stop doing stupid stuff with your free will. Be kind to others. You get what I'm saying? Then die. Then, that's your graduation. You get what I'm saying? So death, earthly death, people think when they die, they just, go straight where they gonna go. If you haven't had your spiritual awakening and prepared yourself for your spiritual body that you will have after your physical material body die, you have to prepare yourself with emotions, with things that you learn down here. You need to be prepared so that you could go on without your physical body. You'll be in a spirit body, but you need the spiritual awakening for that. Okay? You're going to get that in human form, but, it's going to make your transition easier. So you kind of need that diploma. You need the spiritual awakening diploma. That's just the best way I can put it, okay? So your frequency, raising your frequency, compassion does all this. Compassion is like the door key. You know what I'm saying? That's the door key that's a master key. You get what I'm saying? That makes everything else fall in place. And you got to be from the heart. You know what I'm saying? Don't help little old ladies across the street because you want to. Your heart, compassion drives your heart. It just tells you to do things. Okay? That's how true compassion works. You don't pick and choose, you just do. Okay? And so, just dying from earth, again, is not your graduation. You may not be going home. You get what I'm saying? You need to do your spiritual awakening graduation. If that makes any sense to y'all, the best way I can explain it. You need to do that in the physical form on earth. You get what I'm saying? So you already got your diploma. Your spiritual awakening, that is your diploma. So when that physical body die, your diploma in your hand. When your spirit come up out of that body, you got your diploma. You get what I'm saying? That's what spiritual awakening is. Okay? You can die 1,000 times. If you don't have that spiritual awakening diploma, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be back here. Okay? New life, whatever. So that's what they say. All right? So you don't want to come back, get your SHIT together. Again, with the alien abductions, I'm not saying it ain't bad aliens. I'm definitely not saying that. All I'm saying is we have humans that can duplicate that. But you still got to be careful because you just don't know. So there are humans that, that's got the technology. I know it's unbelievable, but they do. And they don't want, the public, they don't want society to know about it. So these things have been hid from us. Okay, so every time you see a UFO, don't think aliens is just coming to kill you. They are very intelligent aliens. You get what I'm saying? If they can go from, one planet to another, that fast, they had that type of technology, we would have been gone by now. Okay? If, they probably got free will just like we do. So if it ain't humans playing jokes on us to try to keep us scared of the aliens so we don't interact, then it may be some bad aliens, I don't know. I'm protected. I've known God since I was a little girl. This ain't nothing new for me. My family taught me about God as a little girl, so I knew who he was. And I forgot about him for a few years in my 20s and 30s. I ain't gonna lie. But, I always knew who he was. You get what I'm saying? And I always knew he was there. He's real. God is real. And anybody just thinking, we just came from a big bang, it's just ridiculous to me. We're just too unique for that. And I already did, a Spotify episode on that. If you think of yourself as a big bang, that's disrespectful to God, as far as I'm concerned. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're too unique. We can give each other, organs and blood and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no Big Bang did all of this. You get what I'm saying? We were specifically created. I'm sorry, y'all, but we were. And if you don't see God, you don't see no sign of God and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's not what he's there for. You know what I'm saying? The point is for us to believe in him through faith. Faith. It's a feeling, it's a heart. You know what I'm saying? It's that's, and then that's when he start interacting with you. You have to reach out to him first. And then you know what you need to do for that. So, don't just sit around waiting for God to come sit on your bed and start talking to you. It's not going to happen. You get what I'm saying? Stop calling him when you just need something, or the toothache, or your dog get ran over. You get what I'm saying? Do what you're supposed to do. And as far as you can't, if you do your little sister's homework, you know what I'm saying? Every night, she not gonna learn nothing. He not coming down here. The aliens are watching over us. There are intelligent beings I've heard that watch over us. When we messing with the nuclear bombs and all that stuff, they come down here and they do stuff. Like, they got technology to turn the machines and stuff off. This doesn't happen. You can Google that type of stuff. They can interfere with that stuff from a distance because they don't want us, blowing ourselves up and other planets. And so when you think about, Elon Musk and that Benzo person that, on Amazon or whatever, and they talking about all this space stuff, we haven't evolved spiritually enough to be messing around in space. Did you hear some of them astronauts said, people don't believe it, aliens was up there on that moon and told them don't come back. You get what I'm saying? So just because you can do something don't mean you should. If they really did go to the moon, you know what I'm saying, they was told not to come back. Okay, so we're not, there's no way we're going out to inhabit other planets. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how much money Elon and the other guy got. It's not gonna happen because whoever is out there watching over for God or even God is not going to allow that. Because we need to get this right down here first. We're not fixing to go dirty up and mess up. No other planets, stars, nothing. You get what I'm saying? We're going to be here and get this right. You get what I'm saying? So we're not allowed to go run around and do all of that out there. Because we ain't even got our own stuff together. And our mentality is too violent to be messing around out there on other planets. You get what I'm saying? So we have a lot of spiritual growing to do, not religious, spiritual. And it's called spiritual because when you shed your physical body, you go in spirit form. So you're taking lessons down here on this planet that is preparing you for your spirit form that comes after your earthly life. Right? If you pass these classes that you need to pass. So learn your lessons down here. Be kind, be compassionate, just don't do evil, stupid, weird stuff. Use your free will wisely. Protect your energy. Please protect your energy. Please. It's so important, and, things, you'll start seeing things will start changing. You get what I'm saying? But you got to meet God halfway. You get what I'm saying? He ain't going to just come scoop you up. You get what I'm saying? You got to meet him halfway. And that's just how it works. Okay? So, just know. You hear about evil aliens and doing all this stuff. We have ancient humans here. Start watching some of that Stephen Greer and John Lear and Bob Lazar. Start watching some of that stuff. And Stephen Greer talks all about that. I've seen a UFO when I was 6 years old. Do we have other lives? I have a burn on my shoulder that, on the back of my shoulder that I swore I was a little girl and burnt it on one of those old slave type oven stoves. So I just thought my mom had took us down south for something when we was little. But my mom, she passed on now, but she swears we have never been down south as kids. Ever. And I always thought that's where that burnt came from. I remember playing and I burnt my shoulder on the stove. I remember that clearly. And it just never went away. My mom said it's a birthmark. I've never been down south. So maybe that was a past life of mine. I told you I saw my neighbor after he passed. He walked straight through my living room. Looked like a hologram. I was always across the street because, me and my neighbor was fine. There was the older brother that passed that was staying with him because he was sick. And I would always go over and check on him anyway. So, he would always have these striped pajamas on and a little coffee cup in his hand, the sick brother. And when he walked past my TV, I was sitting up watching Netflix about 2 a.m. When he, how you watch a TV and your kids run past it or something. He literally walked past my TV, like in front of my line of vision. Like you tell your kids get out the way or something, but I didn't say that, but it was him. He had them, striped pajamas on and that coffee cup in his hand. I promise you. And he looked like a hologram. He was walking, but it was kind of like a walk glide. Like it looked like he was walking, but he was floating also. And then by the time he got halfway through the living room, he just disappeared. And that's not my first time seeing stuff like this. So listen to me, I promise you, we don't die. Only thing, you might have to keep coming back here until you do your awakening. Awakening has nothing, people try to relate that to religion. It's got nothing to do with religion. A spiritual awakening is what you need, and it prepares you so when you go into your spirit form without your physical body. That's what a spiritual awakening is. You just do it while you're still in your physical body. So your transition is easier. You get what I'm saying? So, and the only way you could do that, a spiritual awakening, it was with the compassion and the kindness and good things down here. You get what I'm saying? And so, people try to relate that to religion because we both believe in the God, and that's okay, and a creator. But spiritual awakening is not a religious thing. It does raise your frequency where, now your frequency is attracting other like entities, non-human entities and stuff. Because now that's what your aura is giving out. And this is why some people see these things and some don't. It's got something to do with the human energy or the frequency of vibration is something they give off. Aliens and entities, they decide and select who they want to show themselves to. There are humans that would never ever see an entity, probably till they passed on. You know what I'm saying? Or never see a UFO. Because it's not part of everybody's journey. I can't explain to y'all why I see this stuff. Go on my YouTube channel, Everbee063, and you will see. I don't know why, it's just part of my journey. And, somebody got smart with me one time and said that, that ain't no kind of answer. That's the only answer I got for you. I don't sit and call them or rub a crystal ball or nothing. I've been seeing this stuff since I was little. So that's the only answer that I have. It's part of my journey. If people don't like the answer, that's all I can say. Why you don't see UFOs in spirit? It ain't part of your journey, or it's not part of your journey right now. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't answer that. But, that's all I can say to you. Just because there's other life forms, non-human, does not delete God. Does not mean God does not exist. People want to do this religion thing with Jesus and all this stuff. And, that's their business. I don't really, I don't get into all of that. My connection is straight to the source. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no Monday night quarterback, backseat driver, none of that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to be blaming nobody when I misstep but myself. My connection is straight to the source. If you need that support, again, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not trashing it. I'm just saying I don't need that. My connection is straight to the source. Okay? And so that's that on that. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed this session. I hope y'all take something from it. But that it on it. Stop saying God allowing anything. We done had slavery. We done had the Holocaust. He didn't come because he gave us free will, and these things we caused on our own. If we stop using our free will to do evil, stupid stuff, we wouldn't be living like this. So you either want the free will or you don't. He's not babysitting us. He watches over us, but it is what it is. You have free will. You have to make better decisions. He's not going to keep coming down here fixing things for us, doing our homework. Okay? So we humans have to figure this out. All right. Thank y'all. It's Everbee Spooky Girl. And I just wanted to, because, people been reaching out to me and wanted to ask about that. You can't, believe everything religion tell you. It's okay if you just want to believe in a creator and live your life right and don't, and be kind to people. You know what I'm saying? That's enough. You don't have to join groups. You don't have to get titles. You don't have to do none of that. If that's what you need, okay. Long as your heart is good. God don't care if you join a group, but I'm just saying it's not mandatory. That's all I'm saying. He looks at your heart. He is focused on your heart. Just understand that. Okay? All right. I love y'all. This Everbee Spooky Girl, and I'm out.